There, we are live on YouTube. So we'll just wait a second, see if anyone jumps on. It is Friday Groove Day. I'm so happy. It is Friday. Thank God. This has been a very long week. So I hope all of you are doing well. And we're still waiting to see if anyone jumps on. It is hot today, and I have not been getting that much sleep because well, we had an earthquake the other night or early morning, so that woke me up and I didn't get back to sleep. And what else? Turned in late last night, so I'm going to need this coffee this morning. And I tried the camera at a different angle, but I don't think this one is working as well because now my eyes are going sideways versus up and down. So hold on, bear with me here for a second. Hey, T Barb, how are you? Okay, I'm gonna go back to trying to put the camera up this way. So I think it's better my eyes to go up and down versus side to side. So happy Friday, T-Barb. I hope you are well. I was contemplating what to talk about, and I know that last Friday I was discussing manifestation, how to manifest, and one of the things that we talked about was the language that you use. I'm doing good, thank you. So yeah, what you say helps align to what it is that you are trying to manifest. So another thing I want to get into is another step is to helping you clarify exactly what you want. Because when you put something out into the universe, you have to be very clear, get crystal clear on what it is that you want. So I do have a technique that you can use. So before we dive into that, I need to dive into my coffee. So cheers. Oh, that's really good. How do you guys like your coffee? How do you drink do you drink coffee, T-Barb? I'm a purist, so I like absolutely nothing in my coffee. And I only drink it once a week, like I said, because it's the caffeine has become a little too much for me. So I'm more of a tea drinker these days. But anywho, getting clear on what you want. Last week, I used the example of a house. So I think we'll just stay with that example. And hi, who just joined me on Instagram. Welcome. I'm talking about manifesting today and what it is that you want to bring about in your life. And I was just saying last week we spoke of your language, what you say. Because a lot of times we will say, we focus a lot on what we don't want versus what we do want. So the example that I used last week was, say you lived in an apartment and you want a house, but you focus on everything that you don't like about your apartment. That tends to be your focus. So instead of that, focus on the house. Focus on what it is that you want in the house. However, you have to be crystal clear on that. You need to go make some coffee, cream and sugar. All right, T-Barb. So get very clear. And this is one way that you can do that. So you don't have to do it right now, but when you have time, I want you to take a piece of paper and I want you to fold it in half like this. And then you're going to have side A and side B. And on side A, this is side A. Side A, I want you to write contrast. And on this side, I want you to write clarity. So let me just quickly do that. Contrast and clarity. Like so. Contrast and clarity. And on the contrast side, again, we're sticking with the apartment house scenario here. I want you to write down on the contrast side everything that you don't like about your apartment. So you can say, my apartment's too small, or I have noisy neighbors. I don't like the city that I'm in. The list goes on and on. Everything that you can think of write it down. Then, before you get to the clarity side, I want you to start with the first thing that you wrote. My apartment is too small. Well, you know that's what you don't want. And this helps you to change your language as well as you go along. So, my apartment's too small. Cross that out. And then on the other side, get very clear on what you want. I want a house that's large enough to house me and my family. I want 5 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. Um, I want my house to be the color blue. And another thing that really helps with manifesting is when you put in a lot of feelings with it. I want to feel really special when I'm in this house, or I want to feel a sense of calm and peace when I'm in my new home. Um, Again, colors. I want a blue house. Putting everything that you can about that description in that house. Then you go on to the next one. I think I said noisy neighbors. I don't want noisy neighbors. So cross that out and write down what you do want. I want really kind neighbors that will come over for cookouts. They have maybe some kids. They can play with my kids. Whatever the case is, really create this feeling, this story, so to speak, of what it is that you want. Then you go on to the next one, and you keep doing this until you get a full picture of what it is that you do want. And once you get that full picture, I want you to go ahead. From there, there's steps that I usually take people through a little more in depth, but we're going to keep this simple for today. In that step, then I want you to kind of create a desire statement. And a desire statement is something that you can use as an affirmation. So every day when you wake up in the morning, that's when I personally like to do my affirmations. Or when you go to sleep at night, some people prefer evening, whichever feels good to you. I want you then to read that affirmation. So with a desire statement, it can be simple as I can't wait to get into my new home, my new blue house that has 5 bedrooms. And, this is the place that I'm going to feel this sense of calm. And my neighbors are going to be kind and come out and hang out and something along those lines. And there's other words and feelings and statements that you can put in there to really make that statement come alive to the point that you truly believe this. Because many times when people try to manifest things, they'll put it out there, but they're not really aligning with what it is that they want. So I want you to try that exercise. Is that something you think that you both can do? Just type in the chat there. Or maybe there's something that you have been trying to manifest. I would love to know if that's something that you have been doing, if you care to share. And if not, it's all good. So try that technique. Sure. Okay, great, T-Barb. You have to let me know how it goes. So that's another step, I should say, that you can do when it comes to manifesting, and would love for you to try to give that a go and see how that turns out for you. And what else did I want to share today? I don't know. Things have just been really busy now. My daughter, as I said, is getting ready to go off to college. So we are busy packing and prepping and getting things into gear. So that's going to be an exciting new chapter for her as well as for me. So we are in the midst of that. And before I let you go, because this is just a quick little chat, I do want to share with you a card that you can take into the weekend. And I got these new cards, so I'm very excited. If they want to come out of the box. These are my Journey of Love cards. T-Barb says, I think I've done it naturally my whole life. I packed up my apartment in my 20s before I even got the house to rent. Yes, fantastic. And that's really interesting that you say that, T-Barb. There have been plenty of times in my life that I've manifested things. And again, it was in my 20s as well. I think especially when you're in your 20s, right? You're fearless, you're out in the world, and you feel like you can do just about anything. And because of that energy, that mentality, you're already in that line of manifesting things. So it's very easy to do. A lot of times we don't even know that we're doing it. A key example of that, a story I'd like to share is I wanted to go to Hawaii. I was out of college and I was with a friend, and we said we were going to go to Hawaii. So we put the deposit down, and I think all the money was due right before. I think it was, what is that, like about 60 to 90 days before your trip, the final payment was due. And it was $800, and I didn't have it. And it wasn't one of those things that I was going to reach out to mom and dad and say, hey, can I have $800? I knew that I had to get this money on my own. So for whatever reason, I was not worried about it. I just knew that I was going to get this money. In the meantime, my friend, she's all stressed out. She's like, she knew she didn't have it to cover me. And she's like, how are we going to do this trip? You don't have the money. I said, don't worry about it. I'm going to get the money. I just knew in my soul that I was going to get this money. Well, one day I am sitting in my bedroom. I'm cleaning up and I'm listening to the radio. And they had a contest that was going on. And the DJ said, be the 10th caller to win $1,000. And I was like, that's pretty cool. Again, not thinking anything of it. So I was like, why not? Let me try. So I called, and as soon as I called in, the phone started ringing. But, I thought it would be one of those things, oh, you're caller number 6 or 5 or whatever. So the phone is ringing and ringing and ringing. Finally, he picked up and he said, congratulations, you're caller number 10. You won $1,000. So I was like, holy shit, I won $1,000. So the other cool thing about it, they took all the taxes and everything out of it. Guess how much I was left with? $800. Boom, just like that. I paid off my trip and went to Hawaii. So that is a great example of just being aligned with what it is that you want. T-Barb says, great story. That's how you do it. Nowadays, we just ignore doing that. We do. We definitely do. I think we get so caught up in the how. How is this going to happen? How am I going to get this money? Like if that would have happened to me, not so much now. I'm a lot better at it now. But before I would have been like, oh my God, how am I going to get this money? I'm stressing out and really thinking about that how versus really trusting. Not saying that you don't take any action steps, because we do, need to take action steps. But I was very convinced that I was going to get that money. Yes, we do get jaded. We do. We get in our own way, right? We get in our way. So allow things to flow freely. Don't worry about the how. Focus on what it is that you want. So I'll leave you with that for this weekend, as well as a card. So let's see. These are new, so they're very stiff. Let's see what we get for today. I fell in love with these. I saw another reader using these, and the design was just gorgeous. Oh, I got one that popped right. Oh my God, I just got this card yesterday. All right. Hopefully this is meant for the two of you as well, but I know this popped out for me yesterday. It's the Angel of Jupiter Awaken. It's a beautiful design. And I'll read to you what it says. Get another sip of coffee. Be a responsible adult, but keep your childlike heart. I love that, T-Barb. Yes, absolutely. A lot of times we forget to connect with our inner child, right? We've got to take care of, it is a beautiful card, but we need to nurture ourselves and bring out that child in us. Not to be childish. There's a difference. Don't be childish, but embrace that child inside of you. Okay. So the Angel of Jupiter Awaken. Beloved, within you there is a magnificence, greatness, and the ability to live bolder, larger, and more exuberantly than you may have ever imagined. Awaken that keen spirit, hungry for adventure and new experience. The angel of Jupiter, the spirit of bold expansion and divine generosity, lives within you. Your spirit cannot be made small, but must be free. Start now. Feel the endlessness of your own heart. What can be done today to live bigger? A smile, a yes to that offer of adventure, sharing vulnerability without fear, taking a step forward into the unknown, daring to imagine that the divine doesn't just happen to you, but happens through you as you. Embrace the courage of your own open heart and dare to dream, beloved. The bold divine nature within you is calling you to great things. Now is your time to awaken. This oracle holds a message of guidance for you. You are being given an opportunity that can change your life. Don't hesitate to accept it. If you are acting with more assertiveness, more generosity, here's the child, more playfulness, and more spiritual authority than usual, this is confirmation that this is coming from a genuine place within you. If you are experiencing some havoc in your life or sense that things are changing, this oracle comes as affirmation. Yes, there is a change, and yes, you are outgrowing what once was, so you will be prepared to receive that which is more suited for your next stage of growth. I love that. And then they have this little part here. Awaken your arms. I wait to stop time, savoring each moment for an eternity. Like an angel, you light the room, your love giving life to the love I've held within. Unbridled and free, our dreams unfolds, and we are forever changed. Oh, I just love that card. So that is my message today. The little contemplation cards I pulled today was also very nice. The card was gratitude. So again, always give gratitude for your life, gratitude for being alive, really. Gratitude for the things that we already have. And maybe I'll touch on that next week for the other part of manifestation, because gratitude is huge. How can you bring about new things if you can't be thankful for what you already have? So keep that in mind. All right. Thank you so much for joining me today. And T Barb says, yes, the world has changed. It's going to get better and better now. Nowhere to go but up. Thankful. Absolutely. Yeah, we still have a lot of work to do. There's still a lot of grind and things that we have to go through before it starts to get better, but it will. Slowly but surely it is. So blessings to you both. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I really hope you have a wonderful, fabulous weekend. Enjoy. Take care. Bye, T Barb.